at MPTV in Milwaukee, MATC presents Stormwatch, a weekly video magazine documenting the activities at Milwaukee Area Technical College. On today's show, we will be going into Discovery World and taking a look at what it has to offer. But mainly, we will be focusing on the Les Paul exhibit. We will also be checking out and learning more about the barber and cosmetology program offered here at MATC.
Hi, welcome to Stormwatch. I'm Ross Monagle, and joining me today is Nick Koselniak. Thanks for guest hosting, Nick.
Yeah, my pleasure, Ross.
So, how do you like our new virtual set? Oh wait, you programmed the set.
Yes, I did. So what can we look forward to seeing on today's show?
Well, first, Lori Dillaveri takes a look at this week's MATC Times and the MATC Open Records Policy. Next, I got a chance to check out the Les Paul exhibit at Discovery World.
Very cool.
Has been battling the Public Relations Department for access to the so-called open records.
And it's been a battle, it's been a fight for whatever reason. I guess their concern is not wanting to have MATC have a bad outlook. Although crime happens everywhere, they don't like the idea that we're highlighting it in their opinion, that, you know, crime happens here. I've tried to explain that my focus for doing so is to just simply warn students. If you think there's no crime on your campus, you're not going to put away your, GPS systems, your purse, or, you're not going to lock things up properly, you're not going to take care of things. So by being aware that lockers are being broken into, that cars are being broken into commonly at West Campus, there's been 2 cars stolen at Oak Creek Campus, you're going to do more things to protect yourself.
I want to know what's happening around the campus of MATC. I want to be informed. It does make the school look a little sketchy, but there's going to be crime around any big college.
Kathleen Holt from the MATC Public Relations Department stated that MATC Times falls under a media source and a request for open records needs to be made to Wisconsin Office of Legal Counsel and is out of the MATC Public Relations hands.
I think there was a little bit of confusion around some of the initial requests. We're working hard to straighten that out to make sure that the Times knows the process that needs to be followed and that we're aware of what requests that they're going to have. And campus safety is a primary concern for everybody. So if the Times can help play a role in helping keep students, faculty, staff, and visitors safe, then that absolutely is a good thing.
I'm not going away. I'm willing to stay here an extra semester. I'm willing to go to court to get this information.
Discovery World, on Pier, Wisconsin, is home to Waukesha native Les Paul's House of Sound, which is home to the largest collection of Les Paul's personal sound equipment and guitars in the world.
I'm Patrick. We're here at Discovery World at the Les Paul exhibit. It opened up in June of 2007. Les Paul grew up in Waukesha, Wisconsin. He had a lot of inventions that helped out music. He invented the solid body electric guitar in the early 50s. He also came up with sound-on-sound recording or multi-track recording, which helped modernize music as we know it today. Besides that, he also came up with quite a different effects for the guitar, such as distortion and reverb.
Les Paul's first guitar was a prototype which later became the Gibson Les Paul, one of the most popular and dynamic guitars ever made.
Before he before he came up with the Les Paul Gibson model, he invented the log, which was a 4x4 of Douglas fir that he had just put together with that and a neck from another guitar that he had. And that's how he first came up with the solid body guitar. eventually went to Gibson with the idea, and they came up with the Gibson Les Paul model. There's different models of the Les Paul also. There's the Studio, which is the basic that you can get, which has just your basic stuff for a guitar. Then there's the Standard, which has a little bit better pickups, and then the Signature Series and Custom Series. You can add quite a bit more stuff, but it'll cost you a little bit more.
When the planning for the exhibit started, Les wanted it to be an interactive and hands-on experience for visitors, as Les himself did not have much formal education.
In the exhibit, there's quite a bit of hands-on activities that you can partake in. We have the player piano, where you can actually pump the pedals and it'll play the piano by itself. We have a couple different guitars. You can test out different pedals and effects for the guitars. We also have a React table where you can put different pieces on, and depending on which piece, it'll play a different piece of music. You can change it around by the different blocks that you put on it. Also, we have a turntable by a microscope that's showing the different grooves in the records, and Les Paul used to do that to change the grooves around to change sounds that were on the records. We also have a green screen where you can either take a lesson or jam with Les Paul, and you'll sit down in the green screen, and when it's done, you'll get a DVD where it looks like you're playing alongside Les himself.
This virtual guitar lesson and jam session is what makes the exhibit so unique. Very few people were ever fortunate enough to ever meet Les Paul, let alone get a guitar lesson from the wizard himself.
A unique part of the exhibit is we actually have the first Les Paul Gibson guitar that was ever made on display here. Les himself actually has come through here also. There was a VIP opening with him and some of his concert goers where they got to come through with him, and he got a chance to actually see his exhibit.
Les Paul will always be remembered as an icon in the music industry and as someone who put Wisconsin on the map. This exhibit will continue to give fans and musicians a unique experience for years to come.
That virtual lesson looks so cool. I need to make it to Discovery World on a Saturday to check it out.
I didn't even know Les Paul was from Wisconsin.
He sure is. Need a haircut? Do you want your hair highlighted or straightened? MATC's Barber and Cosmetology Department offers students and their families the opportunity to experience salon-style services. Jonathan Baer takes us there to check it out. After that, Jasmine Winters shows us the MATC GED program offered right here.
For more than 6,000 years.
Our students take clients, actual real people. They come in and pay a minimal fee for a service. We offer services such as haircuts, color, relaxer. We're now offering mini facials in our spa area. So we're here open for the public.
A barber begins as an apprentice in an established shop. In times past, a young man learned how and went to work. Now, in all but a few states, he must be schooled and examined before he can be licensed as an apprentice and then as a journeyman barber.
My aunt owns a salon, and I've sat there and watched them a little bit, but not a ton. I really liked color, so I was always the go-to girl in high school that always, if they wanted their hair colored or something, I'd just do it, but I did it out of the box. Don't do that. So now that I actually know how to do it, everyone calls me all the time.
There are students here that have a little bit of background prior to coming to school with hair cutting, and sometimes they are, they offer their experience as well to other students.
Cutting hair to fit a specific personality is what makes the difference between a hair cutter and an artist.
Well, I've been doing designs a little bit, but coming to school here, they teach you all the basics like the face shapes, the different angles, the different colors, the different techniques that you will need to successfully pull off something like this. Yeah. My nickname is Tiger, so kind of go with the design. I always had a flair for like barbering and things like that, using the clippers, but I wanted to just further myself and, you know, be a professional in this industry. So you got to be certified and you got to get the training, you know, for that.
A beauty salon is more than a feminine barber shop. It is a place where they may be transformed from commonplace to outstanding, where natural beauty is developed and accentuated.
I think they measure up to just as good as a salon haircut. Students are guided by a licensed instructor. We take our time with teaching them and helping them. They also are conscious of doing things perfect, so you'll never feel rushed. I think we measure up, and plus the fee is, you know, you can't beat it, $5 for a haircut.
All over America, there are barbers and beauticians whose aim in life is one of service to the appearance of mankind. These are people whose craft dates back to the beginnings of civilized society, whose union stems from the Middle Ages, when barbers and surgeons were one. Americans at work for you.
The GED High School Education Program offered through the Pre-College Division at MATC gives individuals the opportunity to complete their high school credits, earning their diploma. And in recent years, the program has seen an increase in enrollment.
With the economy as it is, people in the job market finding that they're not as successful in their search for a family supporting position because they don't have that secondary credential. In order to receive the GED certificate, an individual has to pass 5 tests that include social studies, science, mathematics, literature, and grammar type tests with a minimum of 2,250 points. People cannot test for the GED until they're 18 and a half or until the class that they began in 9th grade, that class is already graduated. So there is a minimum age requirement. As far as a maximum age requirement is concerned, there is no such thing.
Transitional services by a pre-college coordinator are given to students planning on transferring into college. And 40 community-based organization sites, staffed by MATC instructors, help to ensure students acquire the necessary skills to be successful in the workforce and reach their personal goals.
We are working with students who have multiple responsibilities as well. And so you find among the faculty that they're quite flexible, that if they're approached and students are upfront and saying, this is my situation, can you work with me on this? I'd say 99% of the time, we can accommodate those students.
To watch them progress in reading, writing, and math, gain that solid foundation, and along with that foundation, the improved self-esteem and the better feeling about themselves, which then propels them into successful college experience.
Did you know there was a gala coming up?
No, but I do know that MATC is a very diverse college. In fact, we have a very interesting student coming up next. Steve Sanders got a chance to catch up with Marklar and spend the day with him. So let's check it out.
Everyone learning in perfect harmony, except this rabbit who robbed a pick and save of 1,000 carrots. If you see this rabbit, punch him in the face for me. There is a man who shared such an experience here at MATC. His name is Marklar. Marklar was believed to be an alien known as a Juvomac from the planet Ziltoid, a planet similar to Mars. only it rains chocolate. Chocolate rain. Marklar was abandoned by his alien comrades sometime in 2008. Marklar didn't have much of a life back on planet Ziltoid. The air smelled of wet camels, and his roommates always ate his fruity jagons.
Yeah, all right, Bob. Yeah, right? Good, got it. Hi, how's it going, Mr. Marklar? You want some Cubans? No Cubans? Turkey? No turkey? Yeah. Well, you've been accepted! You've been accepted! Yeah, good job, buddy! Welcome to MATC!
He became a much happier Jubamak since enrolling at MATC.
Oh, this is good.
Hey, Marklar, what's up, man? You're looking good, man.
Marklar eventually graduated and became a very happy Jubamak. Wherever he is, I bet he's on top of the world.
Well, it's good to see that our country and school is accepting of these aliens from outer space, you know?
Yeah, you'd think that it wouldn't be so accepting considering we can't accept other aliens in our country.
Yeah, I mean, if I was him, I would have taken that turkey, though. That looked like a pretty good turkey.
That did look pretty delicious.
And a Cuban. I enjoy a Cuban.
I don't know how they have Cubans here, even though I thought those were illegal.
Yeah, you can get them. You just gotta, have a connection of some sort. But yeah, did you ever see him walking around the hallways or anything like that?
I might have seen him once, but it was after St. Patrick's Day last year, so I thought I was just seeing things.
Yeah.
So.
Well, either way, he seems like he's a pretty nice guy. Kind of hard to communicate with, but.
Yeah, I didn't understand a word he said. It was a good thing.
I think maybe they should teach some classes about his race, his species,
language?
kind of let everybody know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to thank you, Nick, and all of our viewers for joining us today.
Thanks, Ross.
Sure, and be sure to check out next week's Stormwatch.